Today we are at an undisclosed location that I've never been to before, and we're gonna see what's in this pond. I found it on Google Maps. I would love to catch, I think there's probably bass and catfish, but I've never fished here before. So we're gonna just kind of throw around some stuff, see what's out there. We're rocking a popper, just a topwater popper. Let's make some good casts and let's see what's out there. You guys set up? Hopefully we are streaming in a little better quality. We are right on the side of the road. Happy Monday as I film this. Got my sidekick with me, loaded up in her action adventure bag. Got a Rapala popper tied on. Just looking for largies. Largies, lunkers, bucket mouths, ditch pickles. One fish with 1,000 names, right? Don't have a whole lot of time to throw at this place. Got that pesky 9 to 5 thing to go do. Pretty thick. I mean, this pond's got tons of coverage. I mean, there's thick grass, there's 3 different types of lily pads. I don't see too much signs of life. I don't see any fish turning over. Just kind of casting out. There's a little, I don't know what you want to call it, island out in the middle. Overcast day here in the Pacific Northwest. Just trying to figure this pond out. Working that popper down those weed lines. Is there anything more nerve-wracking than when your lure snags and you're giving it a gentle tug to be pulled right back at your face at 30 miles an hour? Maybe. And just like that, we hooked you guys. If you were here in person, you'd be digging a treble hook out of your hand. Never ceases to amaze me at how much everything can get caught. Hey, good morning. If you're just getting here, thanks for taking the time to check out the channel. We're live fishing. Never been to this pond before. Got a topwater popper tied on. Let's go. I could be completely wrong. There might not even be bass in here. But everything's kind of connected. All these ponds, streams, lakes, and rivers all kind of connect to each other. And I have reason to believe that there would be a pretty healthy bass population. You know, I don't get out this way too often, but I've driven by this pond a few times. And unsure of the owner. I think it's owned by a local farmer. And they're a pretty big corporation. We're just hoping they don't mind if we pull over and check it out. I'm just kind of working that popper along the top. Not getting any interest. I might work them a little bit quicker. Working on my patience, you know, if I don't get a bite and ooh, there it is. All right, hooked up. He popped off. He popped off my lure. Son of a bitch. I mean, son of a gun. And just like that, we lose a $15 Rapala. But with that being said, it kind of lets me know where they are. It's a bummer when you lose gear like that, especially on a Monday. But I think I found the fish. I'm gonna tie up I don't know, I got options. He hit that popper pretty hard. I don't have another one of those, but it's been a bucket list item. We'll call it bucket list. Makes it sound like I'm gonna die. But I've always wanted to catch a bass on a combat frog. And with all these lily pads and grass, I think today may be the day. I've been working to try to catch one on one of these for the last, well, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. So we're gonna, and I am bummed that is the most I've ever spent on a lure. And I got 20-pound test. I don't know what broke me off, but I'm not gonna lie, looking at my line, it kind of looks like a knot failure. I wasn't quite awake when I rigged up this morning, and maybe I just tied a bad knot. Been using the same knot for 100 years. You think I would know it. But, alright, we got a little combat frog tied on. Hopefully we can cast that out by those lily pads. And hopefully we can hook up. That throws a lot farther, which makes me pretty happy. I don't see a bass with a popper in there. Otherwise I might go waiting for that Rapala. You know, we tend tend to run the same gear over and over again. You catch one fish using one lure one time and you fish that same lure for the rest of your life, it feels like. And once you get a new lure, it's hard to fall in love with it. I keep putting time in on this frog, hoping a big old bass will come by and get it. But I haven't had much luck. What I do love about these frogs is they're weedless. They're not getting caught up in the grass or weeds. I'm not pulling out a whole lot of salad. This particular frog is a Booyah pad crasher, and it looks pretty good in the water. You can see it swimming along pretty good. Lots of really attractive things I would think bass would like. I know there's fish in there because they just hit the popper. Lost my popper. Now I'm just kind of working this combat frog. Calm breeze, which I like. No chop on the water. Looks pretty glassy. I like it. I can swim that frog right through all this tall grass. There's some lily pads and other types of grass. I don't know how deep the pond is. Pretty mucky, pretty muddy. Hey, if you're just getting here, shout out to you. Hope you're having a good Monday. We're just checking out a new pond. It never fished here before. Looking for largemouth. You know, I'm really trying to make this combat frog work. And it's just so discouraging. You know, here we are 20 casts later. Nothing seems interested. I know there's a couple fish around because I got hit pretty hard on that popper. And every part of my brain's telling me to cut that frog off and tie on a speed worm. You know, kind of as a Hail Mary. I'd say, you know, we spend all this money on all these expensive lures, you know, Rapala poppers and combat frogs and spinners and jackhammers and whopper ploppers. And it's fun. It's fun to try something new. But I'd say 90% of the fish I catch is just on a Ned rig with the speed worm. I'm gonna keep throwing this little combat frog. Hopefully we can hook up. Hey, if you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. Checking out a new pond on a Monday morning. Driven by this pond hundreds of times. Never fished it. Don't know what kind of fish are in here, but I'm assuming they're largemouth. On a little personal quest to hook up with a pocket frog. Just lost my topwater popper. I think it's because I tied a bad knot, because I haven't had too much coffee and it's a Monday. But it's a beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. If you're new to the channel, we live fish on the 7s. It's 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. In the morning, I typically like to fish somewhere new. I live in an area where lakes, streams, and ponds are abundant. I mean, they're everywhere. And I want to take some time this summer, fish them, maybe not long, just an hour or so before and after work. And see what we can catch. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, drop a like. Maybe think about subbing. Live fishing every morning and every evening on the 7s. Pacific Standard. Throwing this little pocket frog. I've been trying to catch a largie on a pocket frog for a couple weeks now. It's become like a mild obsession. To no avail, you know? Keep telling myself, just put the work in and eventually it'll pay off. You know, lately we've been after bass, lunkers, largemouth, bucket mouth, ditch pickles, whatever you want to call them. And we've had pretty good success. Had a couple new PBs last week before, I don't know. And bass don't get real big here in this part of the country. Big bass is maybe 2 to 3 pounds. On the other side of the state, where it's a little bit warmer, you might find something a little bigger. But where I live, it's we don't get those water temps. You know, the water temp of this pond is probably mid-60s. Which is good. That means the bass are kind of up and moving around. Another thing I look for when I fish a new pond is bugs. If there's a lot of bugs, mosquitoes, that usually means a pretty small fish population. And there are no mosquitoes here. I don't see any water striders. I don't see anything, which is a positive sign to me. I think we're just going to make a couple more casts with this combat frog, and then we'll switch it up and throw the goat. The goat being a Ned rig, right? Ned rig with the speed worm. There's a little island out in the middle of the pond. I'll twist you guys. Beep. Just kidding. I'll just move you like such. There's a little island I'm just kind of throwing out next to. It's surrounded by lily pads. I don't think it's actual mud out there. I think it's just some tall grass. No, it looks like it could be in a little mini island. Tell you what, this video gets 20 likes And I will come out here with the kayak and try to sleep on that little island. Easy to say stuff like that when nobody's up in the live chat. I think it's about time. I want to catch a frog. I want to catch one on a combat frog. I just haven't done it. Just haven't done it. Want to do it. Reluctant to put it away. I know I could start catching fish if I just switched the gear. But that kind of defeats the purpose. Hey, good morning. Hope you're having a decent Monday. Back to the grind. Never fished this pond before, driven by it lots of times. Figured I'd see if anything was in there. I would suspect there'd be largemouth or spots or even a smallmouth. Kind of throwing a combat frog because it's my quest. It's my quest to catch a largie on a topwater frog. Never done it before. I keep telling myself, put a little bit of work in, a little bit of patience. Make sure you're working that lure good. And hopefully we can connect. If I don't get too much love on the frog, I mean, after, I think this would be cast 200, and no luck, I might switch it out, do a speed worm, see if we can actually connect to a fish. I hooked up, I was running a popper earlier, and I hooked up and he dove deep, wrapped my line, and broke me off. That was not to complain, but Monday morning I already lost my favorite lure. That's what happens when you're fishing these ponds. It's just kind of par for the course. This is a Booyah combat frog, and it casts nice. It looks good in the water. It's weedless. The legs are flapping around. I like the frog, but I wish the bass liked the frog. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to switch it up. What Einstein says, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Yeah, well, I'm known for that, so. You know, I was working that popper earlier because I get tired of throwing the same gear. But when every part of your brain says, throw that gear, that's what they're going to buy it. What are you doing wasting your time with frogs and jackhammers and whopper ploppers? Keep it simple, bro. Why are you making it difficult? You know, I got a rooster tail. I'm looking for crappie as well. They're not big in this area, but having never fished this pond before, I might throw a rooster tail around, see what else is in here, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'd love a 2-pound largie, but I think we're gonna tie up a little rooster tail and throw that around. Maybe we can hook up with a crappie would be nice if I could just find them. I'm not, you know, it's catch and release this morning. We're not catch and cook at the moment. So I'm just tying on a little rooster tail, throw that around there, see if a bass will absolutely hit the rooster tail as well. I just kind of want to target multi-species. I know there's bass in there. I mean, I don't know, I can't see. But, hey, good morning. Just checking out a new pond before work. Driven by this thing 100 times. Was throwing a topwater frog because I've been trying to check it off my list. Right now I'm just tying on a little rooster tail, hoping for the best. Hey, good morning. Happy Monday, man. Thanks for checking us out. We're just checking out this pond. Never been here before. Not sure what's in it. Just got done throwing a topwater frog because it's on my list of things I've never caught a bass on. No luck. Today's still not the day. I've been trying that for 2 weeks. I'm just tying on a little rooster tail now because I want to see what else is in the pond. I want to see if there's crappie. I want to see if there's maybe some bluegill. Got that rooster tail tied on. Let's give it a shot. Rooster tails are kind of nostalgic for me. I think that's kind of where everybody starts. If you don't know what a rooster tail is, it's just an inline spinner. I'm sure there's lots of brands, but this particular one is more set up for like a stream. It's kind of the torpedo rooster tail. Doing a little bit of grass bass fishing. I'm going to turn you around a little bit so you can get a better view of the pond here. Just kidding, you're going to get a better view of my hand. You know, I'm working on making everything better. You know, I watched some of my older videos and the quality just isn't there. And that's because the phone reception isn't there. If you go live, you're really reliant on your wireless network. And take a look around. Does it look like there's a lot of wireless network here? But I'm trying to make sure I got better signal strength, better quality camera. Pretty grassy bottom here on this pond. Just kind of throwing down the weed line. Wind's kicking up a little bit. Hopefully the audio is not too bad. Ooh. Oh. That's definitely one for the highlight reel. I only brought one rod with me today. Hopefully this doesn't end the trip and we can just get it out. What happened is I snagged on a bush behind me. If you're got somebody slowing down probably to talk to me. Just watching, I guess. Yeah, joys of snagging the bushes. Everybody's like, "Oh, get a bait caster, bro. You'll love it." And I do love it for the most part, but they are significantly more prone to bird nest than the spinning reels. Normally I have a backup rod in the truck, but I didn't bring it today because it's Monday and I'm dragging a little bit. Hopefully we can get this out, still make some good casts, catch some fish. Appreciate you taking the time to check me out. Live fishing every day on the 7s. In the morning I like to get out, do something new, fish a different pond, different stream. You know, I'm thinking about running cheap line. You know, this is a 20-pound test, Trilon, and it's not, you know, expensive, but it is if you're replacing it every couple days. Hey, good morning. If you're just getting here, thanks for checking us out. This is how our Monday's going. But it's a new pond to me, never fished it before. Just trying to check it out before, kill a little time, have some fun, you know? Yeah, well, it looks like that's gonna be the end of my life. I didn't bring another rod with me. This bird nest is at the bottom. Lost my Rapala popper. It's definitely feeling like a Monday, but tell you what, since I didn't get a fish here, I'm gonna be back here after work. So 7 p.m. maybe 6:30, depending on how it goes. I'm gonna come back, finish checking out this new pond, see if we can't catch a monster. Till then, go outside. It's good for your soul. Catch you on the next one. Peace. Just kidding. Am I still live? Definitely still live.